This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, we hope you like drama because we have a full show of playoff games. We'll show you Christian brothers taking on Lincoln, Patterson meeting Yuba City, and Sacramento battling Manteca.
We go Ripon into NorCal volleyball playoffs with Ripon and Ripon Christian. We have 6-section water polo finals including Ponderosa and Lodi, plus the story of the Granite Bay water polo player raising money to help her friend battling cancer. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
I'm Robert Braunstein. It's the second round of the Sac-Joaquin section playoffs, and we begin tonight with the battle between Ripon and Pioneer. The Ripon Indians are the 5 seed in Division 5 and feature senior running back Caleb Johnston.
That's right. The Indians travel up to Woodland to take on a strong Pioneer team led by Jack Carner, who does it all for the Patriots. Jack has over 1,300 rushing yards this season and 17 touchdowns. Pioneer hosts Ripon in the second round on Friday. The Pioneer Patriots playing host to Ripon in the quarterfinals on a foggy night throughout the entire section. First quarter, Pioneer with possession. Jack Carner gets the handoff, finds a hole, and Jack goes 42 yards. The junior running back is relentless, and that big pickup sets up this play. Pats QB AJ Lucero heaves one deep in the mist to Hector Casas in stride, and Casas takes it to La Casa. Pioneer is first on the board. Later on in the first, some great blocking from these Ripon linemen paves the way for Caleb Johnson, who goes up the gut, and Caleb will not be stopped on his way to the end zone. 63 yards to pay dirt. We are tied at 7. Second quarter, the Pats are just 4 yards out when Carner gets a handoff and stays hungry. 13-7 Pioneer back on top, but not for long as Adam Barrera launches a missile to the 6'4" receiver Nolan Young, and Nolan hauls it in. Ripon goes on top 14-13, and that is not the last we're going to see from Nolan with the half winding down. Barrera to Young. How those two see through the fog, I do not know, but it is working. We will see Young on the basketball court come winter season. 2013, Ripon leads it at the half, but Pioneer comes out swinging in the second. Lucero throws to Hector Casas to the far sideline, and Casas sheds 3 tackles on his way in for 6. Pats not going away quietly. We are tied at 20. Still in the third, Barrera hands it off to Caleb Johnston. Caleb would finish the night with 131 yards on the ground. That's his second touchdown of the night, and it gives Ripon the lead. Then the Ripon defense finishes this game off. Ryan Lefebvre comes up with one of the Indians' 3 interceptions on the night. When it was all said and done, Ripon takes home the 19-point win. The Indians advance to the semis where they will face league opponent Escalon.
I mean, this win doesn't matter right now. We're just focused on Escalon. We know we want them so bad. We knew it at the beginning of playoffs. Like, we want to get revenge.
Sam Berg reporting here for some quarterfinal playoff football between the Patterson Tigers and the Yuba City Honkers. And this game was a barn burner. Patterson would draw first blood as quarterback Jacob Guevara fires one deep to Jesse Cota, and he brings it in. Touchdown for the Tigers as they go up 7-0 early. But they had momentum and they rode it into their next possession. Guevara takes a step back and slings one deep into the end zone, and there to haul it in is Javier Huizar for the touchdown. The Tigers keep adding on to their lead, and believe me when I say this one is just getting started. The Tigers weren't done as they would use their run game this go-around. Lolo Matele runs it up the middle, and it's another touchdown for the Tigers as their stripes are showing out. But the Honkers have some offense of their own. Quarterback Nick Afato keeps it himself and dives into the end zone for the score. And if you think the Honkers are going to be quiet, well, not in this one. Afato fires one to his left, and Caleb Baines is there fighting through the Patterson defenders for the touchdown. And spoiler alert, it ain't ending anytime soon. The Tigers do have an answer though. Guevara decides to keep it himself, and he's got nobody around to bring him down. Touchdown for the Tigers as Guevara runs right into the mist. Hardly able to see him, but it counts just the same. But the Honkers are keeping it neck and neck. Afato shovels one to Joaquin Porqueo, and he jukes to his left, breaks a couple of ankles, and he is gone. And it's a touchdown for Yuba City, and the Honkers are right back in it. but the offense was not done yet as Afato rolls out to his right, looking for a man, and there is Brandon Hughes. Touchdown for the Honkers as they get their first lead of the night, but the lead would be short-lived. Guevara, he showed off his arm all night, and he wants to do it one more time, and Huizar is once again there to bring it in. The Tigers would score one more touchdown later on, and that would make the score 52-42. But the Honkers are still very much in this one. After a 3-and-out, Michael Rojo is back to receive the punt, and he brings it all the way back for the touchdown. The game would come down to the final play, but Patterson would end up victorious on Friday night. The Tigers win this one 52-48 and advance to play Oakdale Friday in the D3 semifinals.
Now to the NorCal Open Division Volleyball, and it's Zeus who's making his presence felt as St. Ignatius Wildcats took on Lincoln. Early on, the bus ride did not slow down the Wildcats as Natalie Lau sets up Claire Untalon for the kill. Lincoln returns the favor as Jordan Dieter sets up Adrian Veit, who nails it off the defender for the point. Nice defensive play by Emily Parker, who digs out the Untalon would-be attempt, and the Zebras turn it into a point. Here comes Morgan Collier as she gets it in the back row. SI was not going away, so Morgan took over. The senior who signed with Oregon earlier that day went off, pounding the ball off of Dieter's sets, and she would also mix in a dink as well. But Collier likes to bring the heat, and the Wildcats could not hang. Zebras take the first set. In the second set, Lincoln was still on the attack. Another nice assist by Dieter to Collier, and she knows what to do with that. But there's still plenty of fight in the Wildcats as they take the 6-4 lead here on Untalon's winner set up by Lau. Nice looking play there. Lincoln gets up 6 here when Collier sets up Dieter, and she gives it back to Collier. It's like a hot potato, and SI didn't want any of that. Zebes take the second set. The Lincoln Faithful, or what we call it, the Zoo, was loving that. Then Micaiah Hayden bumps it over to Dieter, who sets up Morgan, and well, you know it's going good when you stumble and still get it over the net for the score. In the end, Lincoln was just too much for SI as the Wildcats got 99 problems, and Morgan Collier was every single one of them. The Lincoln Fighting Zebras go on to win in 3 straight sets. We caught up with Morgan after the game, who wanted to talk about her setter.
No, her sets were awesome tonight. Also, our defense, I thought, was really good just throughout the whole match. That's something we've been focused on a lot. Yeah, we got the outcome we wanted.
Parker Ream coming to you from the Roseville Aquatic Center. It's the 1-seeded Ponderosa Bruins taking on Lodi in the D2 championship game. First quarter, Anthony Benedetti drives in, muscles his way to the inside, and scores after the pump fake. Bruins on the board first. Later, Braden enter, you may enter, see ball, get ball. And if they're going to give him space, might as well capitalize. 2-1 Pondo. Bruins up 3-1 now. Ethan Mueller to Jacob Wenham. And Wenham, Roseville, he barely sneaks it in. 4-1. To the second quarter we go, 5-5. It's tied up. Wenham again for the score. Top shelf, he puts it to put the Bruins up 1. Still in the second. Let's get another one of Jacob's goals in the highlight. He buries that one in the bottom corner this time, 8-6. But here comes Lodi right back. 30 seconds left in the half. Dane Cranford fires from distance, and a great shot by the sophomore, but the Bruins charging right back down the pool. 17 seconds left to go. Charlie Stoddard up the side. They're calling for the alley-oop. Slammed that thing home, Alex Wild. Pondo led 9-7 at the half. Second half was full of Bruins highlights. Anthony gets it and muscles his way again for the easy shot. He led the team with 6 goals on the day. And then with 2 minutes left in the game, Mueller gets the shot to go over the keeper's head. 16-13 is the final. Ponderosa is your D2 champs. I caught up with Anthony after the game.
Been working towards it the whole year. This is the goal from the very beginning. So I'm just proud of my team and I for getting it done in the end.
Time now for the Players of the Week. These players are chosen for their standout performances from games played last week. Our first Player of the Week is Aiden Perry from Del Oro. The senior receiver scored 3 times in the Golden Eagles' 28-21 win over Enox. Aiden caught 6 passes for 123 yards.
Our second Player of the Week is Devin Green from the Sheldon football team. Devin was huge for the Huskies in their win over Turlock, racking up 150 yards on 25 carries. Devin ran in 2 touchdowns, threw another, and scored on defense with a 60-yard fumble recovery. Devin Green and Aiden Perry, this week's Players of the Week.
Stanford Healthcare brings us important tips so athletes can perform at their very best.
Here's Dr. Joseph Donnelly with this week's Stanford Health Tip.
Unlike a typical bone fracture, which occurs with a single traumatic event, stress fractures are the result of repetitive stress on a bone over time. Stress fractures can develop in many different bones in the body, but are common in feet, shins, and the low back. If they continue to play through pain, the symptoms typically increase and will persist even when they stop their sports activities. If left untreated, stress fractures will progress over time and can do long-term damage to the bone. Seeking early medical advice when pain symptoms arise is the best way to avoid progression of a stress fracture, and most can be treated with a period of rest followed by physical therapy.
Coming up, our first SunPower electric game, Vacaville takes on Elk Grove.
Then highlights from the Division I Boys Water Polo Championship when 49ers Sac-Hi Sports returns.
Tracy Toyota has been building and the construction is over. The all-new Tracy Toyota grand opening sale is here. Don't miss huge savings on new and pre-owned inventory, stocked just for this event. Our experienced and friendly staff is ready to help you find the perfect vehicle for you. We have cars on the way, so you can also claim it before we get it. Celebrate our grand opening sale with offers like this on a new Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Shop in person or at tracytoyota.com. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
The Vacaville Bulldogs are on a 7-game winning streak heading into the second round of the section playoffs. Vacaville is the 6th seed in Division II and travels down to Elk Grove to take on 3rd-seeded Thundering Herd.
The Thundering Herd, as you just mentioned, are 7-3 on the season and looking to advance to the semifinals in our first SunPower electric game tonight. Brian Mueller was there.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey, Vacaville might be the higher-seeded team here Friday night in our SunPower electric game, but it's actually Elk Grove that has had more postseason success, at least in recent history. They've made it to the semifinal round in 8 of the last 10 years, while the Bulldogs are looking for their first semifinal appearance since 2014. As good as the Vacaville offense has been, the defense has been elite as well. In their last 6 games, the Dogs have given up only 6.5 points per game. And that defense will be tested by the Thundering Herd and their thunderous rushing attack with QB Ethan Archuleta and running back Zeke Burnett, each going for just over 1,200 yards on the ground.
So let's get to our SunPower electric game. 3rd straight second-round meeting for these two teams. Elk Grove winning both of those. We'll pick things up late in the first, tied at 7. Archuleta turning on the Jets, 44 yards. Some pleasantries in the end zone, and the Herd up 14-7. Elk Grove with the ball back in the second. Zeke Burnett making some serious cuts. Barry Sanders-esque. That's a 58-yard run, and it is 21-7. It's 24-14 now later in the quarter when Ryan Vaughn hits Timothy Plowman across the middle. Vacaville within 3 at 24-21. Elk Grove would take a 31-21 lead into the half. Bulldogs hoping to kickstart a comeback in the second, and it's Vaughn giving them the spark they needed. A tough 17-yard run, and the Bulldogs are within 4. But Elk Grove would respond once again. Julian Davis has a big hole up the middle, and he is gone. A 57-yard TD run, and it's once again a 2-score game. Same score early in the 4th. Vaughn to Cameron Malone, and he catches this pass and runs straight into a Stephen King novel. He gets 6 out of this trip into the fog. It's 38-35. The Bulldogs get the ball back, and it's Darian Leon Guerrero going to work, pinballing into pay dirt. And Vacaville has their first lead of the game with 6:22 remaining, 42-38. Elk Grove would respond with a touchdown to take the lead back, but back come the Dogs and Leon Guerrero. Direct snap to the senior. Vacaville is back on top, 48-45, with 2:35 left in the game. Plenty of time, though, for Elk Grove at the Vacaville 16. Burnett right up the gut, and the Herd has the upper hand with 1:24 on the clock. Vacaville could not respond in the final minute, and Elk Grove is back into the semis with a 52-48 win. They'll face Monterey Trail Friday night.
Key to us performing in the playoffs is come postseason, we step up. We put in extra hours, we put in extra film. We just outwork everybody.
Now we head out to Roseville for the Division I Boys Water Polo Championship featuring Jesuit and Rocklin. The Thunder come roaring early in this one. Eric Ryu to Dallin Paduska. He one-times at home. Rocklin up 2-0 after one and take a 3-goal lead when Ryu passes to Eddie Hill, who lands the sidearm shot. But with 3 to go in the half, Jesuit gets on the board. Devin Charamuga to Keegan Moore. Great pass, great shot, but Rocklin does not like that. Hill up top to Hank Wildencraft. Hammered Hank puts Rocklin up 4-1. And senior goalkeeper Christian Baum keeps it that way at the half with a great save in net. We're heading to the second half. Keegan Moore cuts the Rocklin lead to 2 with a fantastic shot outside the 5-meter, but Rocklin would go on to take its biggest lead of the night at the start of the fourth on Eddie Hill's one-timer from Morgan Madrill. But this is where Jesuit begins to steal Rocklin's thunder. Charamuga has room in front of him, and the junior bounces it in. 7-4 Rocklin. Logan McLaughlin from downtown makes it past every defender on his way in for the goal, and then Logan does it again. Same shot, except this one makes it a 1-point game. The score is 8-7 with a minute left. The Rocklin shot is saved by goalkeeper Karsten Taggett, a sophomore. Timeout is called, and when we resume, the ball is put in play, but a swarm of Rocklin players recover the ball, and that puts the game on ice. Rocklin wins the Division I section finals 8-7 in a thriller. Wildenrat with 3 goals, Hill and Paduska with 2 apiece. Both teams will start NorCals next week.
Brian Mueller here Saturday afternoon at the Roseville Aquatic Center. Lodi fired up for their D2 championship game against Ponderosa. Flames up 1-0 in the first when Kelly Simpkin gets it to Sophia Streeter, and she draws the Bruins even with the score. But Lodi would go on a run from there. Shelby Richardson lobs it to Morgan Weiss, quick hitter for the goal, and Lodi has the lead. We would not have another goal until midway through the third. Emily Angle goes top shelf on the penalty shot. 3-1 Flames. Then about a minute later, angling for another one, and she gets it. Meanwhile, on the other end, Lydia Campbell was holding down the fort. Nice stop here and secures the rebound. Final seconds of the third, and this is what we call a triangle. 3 goals in the quarter for Emily Angle. That one coming at the buzzer makes it 5-1, and the Flames are your D2 champs. They hang on for a 5-3 win.
It feels amazing. We've never made it here before, so it feels amazing. We just had to work together as a team and get ready and just start going. We started off slow, but then we picked it right back up.
Coming up, you'll meet this week's inspirational athlete. It's Adeline Van from Granite Bay Water Polo.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section girls volleyball top 10 poll.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Folsom dropped its last 2 games of the regular season to Rocklin and Granite Bay, but the Bulldogs still secured the 3rd seed. In the Division I bracket, meaning a first-round bye, meaning quarterback Tyler Tremaine was able to get 1 more week of rehab on his separated shoulder, and guess what? Tremaine is back.
And that has a lot of meaning. The Bulldogs are 12-1 when Tyler Tremaine is under center, but have to get through a fiery Lincoln team. The Trojans have a strong running back in Jonah Coleman, who we featured on the show a couple of weeks ago. Folsom hosts Lincoln in the D1 quarterfinals Friday night.
Folsom hosting Lincoln in the second round of Division I playoffs. Winner will play the winner of Del Oro and Jesuit next week. Folsom has the first possession in this game. Quarterback Tyler Tremaine will send this one downfield, but ends up in the hands of Lincoln defender Jamarian Briggs, who's brought down and gives the Lincoln offense the ball. Kenyon Nelson takes a snap, scrambles around, trying to find some open receivers, is forced to throw it away, but diving in to make the interception is Slade Wilson to get his team the ball right back. Folsom unable to get a touchdown, but gets on the board with a field goal. Kenny Nelson fires this one, but is deflected into Slade Wilson's hands again for another interception. Many turnovers this game already. Tremaine takes the snap, throws a screen pass to Austin McMillan, who finds holes, sneaks through, and races towards the end zone, where he will end up. Folsom touchdown puts him ahead 10-0. Lincoln needs a score to start off the second half, and running back Jonah Coleman seems to be the man for the job. He takes this one all the way from their own 40 into the end zone for a Lincoln touchdown to get them on the board. Folsom back on offense. Tyler Tremaine knew where he was going with this one as he gets rid of it quick to Austin McMillan, who mosses the defender for a touchdown. Folsom now leading 17-7. Folsom once again on offense, but this pass is intercepted by defensive lineman Tyler Howard Thompson, who jumps and snags at the line of scrimmage. Not only an interception for Tyler, but a pick six. However, Folsom's offense giving the Trojans no break as Tour Hendrick dives in for a touchdown to extend their lead. Folsom's defense making some big plays as well as they punch this one out and recover the fumble to get the ball back once again. A high snap, but Tyler Tremaine controls it, hands it off to Tour Hendrick, who's coming in hot, dives for the end zone, and scores. And with that, Folsom is advancing to semis as they beat Lincoln 38-14.
Each week we bring you stories of athletes who inspire us.
The waters haven't always been smooth sailing for Granite Bay senior Adeline Van. Our sports reporter Parker Reams shows us now with a splash of success, Adeline found her perfect recipe for recovery.
On the outside looking in, the Granite Bay girls water polo team has plenty to be proud of this season. But you know what they say.
They always say like what happens in the water like stays underwater. So like what we see on the first surface is kind of just like a little bit of what happens with the action.
But just like water polo, there's more to Adeline's story than what you see on the surface, because that's not her only hobby.
I got into baking when I think I was about 12 years old. I started doing like cupcakes and cakes, but like every baker knows like macarons are like the hardest thing to make like out of baking. If you master that, you basically like mastered baking.
Heading into high school, it seemed that Adeline had it all figured out. But around the same time she started water polo her freshman year, her friend Zena Alzanoon received some news on vacation.
So we went to a different doctor, x-rays, checkups, blood tests, all this stuff, and they were like, you guys should go home. This is not looking good.
The diagnosis proved that when they got home.
And they finally diagnosed me with Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 4A.
Hodgkin's lymphoma is a form of cancer that prevents the immune system from fighting off diseases. The 5-year survival rate for stage 4 patients is just about 65%. The news crushed Adeline, but she knew she had a role to play.
It was like definitely really hard for me to see her go through it all, but I think like her just keeping a positive attitude for her really helped reassure everyone and herself as well.
So she started with a splash of success. Add in a dash of diligence, a sprinkle of sugar, and a heap of hope for good measure. By mixing all that together, Adeline had all the ingredients for the perfect recipe for recovery.
Came up with an idea where I'd sell a product that people I knew, people I'm close to loved, and also could give back to the donors that have done so much for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Addie founded Adeline's Macarons her freshman year as a way to raise money to support Zena and raise money towards fighting cancer, with 100% of the proceeds donated to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. She never expected what came out of it.
It's always been something she's really good at. Also just art, so she can do art on the baking. So she's always been so good at it, and so it was really cool that she found a way to make it her passion into something that could help others.
Shortly after she opened up shop, that heap of hope paid off.
I had 6 months of chemotherapy, and then that was it.
With Zena in remission, Adeline turned her focus to water polo and continued the fight. She raised over $15,000 toward cancer research since then, and continues to work toward her original goal of $50,000.
It really meant a lot to me that I was the reason she started this, and then also that she continued it for a while, even though she knew I was cancer-free, just to help others.
Because the fight is not done, and whether it's Zena talking to Congress over Zoom or Adeline raising money with her baking, both girls seek to keep making a difference until they see that change.
She's gotten so much stronger than I'm so proud of her just from like how far she's come, and honestly, she's probably one of the most inspirational people in my life now.
Learning lessons along the way.
I think it's definitely helped me like kind of open my eyes a little bit as to that there's more beyond like the diagnosis and also more to patients than I really realized over the surface.
Because what happens on the surface is only a little bit of what you see in the action. In the fight against cancer. Reporting in Placer County, Parker Ream, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Adeline says she's found a family with the Granite Bay girls water polo team over the past 4 years, but is excited to make her college decision soon.
Yeah, so the wonderful thing about sports is that you always have your teammates there for you. No matter what happens in your life, you have that support group, which is fantastic. Coming up, our Mattress Firm Perfect Match is the Division II quarterfinal game with St. Mary's and Edison.
But first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the cheer team from Del Oro High School.
Many have failed. The 49ers got the livest fans in the NFL. I tried to tell them we back and we never left and we got heart. Levi Stadium starting to feel like Candlestick Park. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
We've got a problem, America. Junk sleep is what you get from a bed that isn't right for you. Keep calling Kevin Keith. Junk sleep. Left your laptop on the bus? Junk sleep. Can't straight think? Slunk Jeep. What you need is real sleep. So maybe it's time to ask yourself, did you get out of the wrong side of bed this morning? Or the wrong bed altogether? Mattress Firm. Unjunk your sleep.
49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Healthcare, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics. And by SunPower, proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers.
Welcome back to Levi Stadium. We continue tonight with a Division I quarterfinal matchup with two teams from Stockton. St. Mary's comes into the week 9-2 on the season, having won the Tri-City League Championship. The Rams travel across town to take on the Sac Joaquin League champions.
That's right. The Edison Vikings are the 4th seed and are led by senior running back Jalen Blacksher. Mattress Firm wants to find you a mattress that is your perfect match, and each week we scour the section for the biggest game of the week. This week, Edison and St. Mary's is the Mattress Firm perfect match.
Parker Ream coming to you from Stockton, bringing you the showdown between Edison and St. Mary's. And let me just tell you, it was hard for me to see the ball in the air, but imagine the receivers, Friesandra and Dosty. I don't know how he came up with that. Dustin up those defensive backs, but St. Mary's got the stop, and the star QB, Cruz Herrera, drops back and does what he's done all season long, scoring touchdowns, this time finding a Siri Danielson 6-0 Rams. Let's get an Edison answer in these highlights, though. Next drive, Aiden Carr to Jalen Blackshear, 50 yards down the sideline, and he is gone right past my camera. That helped in this foggy night. 7-6 Edison. Matthew Kane kicked the field goal to put the Rams up 9-7, but on the ensuing kickoff, it's Jonathan Taylor. And no, I don't mean the Colts running back. The Vikings electric kickoff returner. He has a house call. Touchdown Vikings.
I told you to come down here. I told you.
We had 3 minutes to go in the first half. The 4-star UCLA commit Jaden Marshall takes it up the sideline, and one swift cut right here leaves the defender on the ground. A 50-yard run for the score, and the Rams are back on top 15-13. Edison added a touchdown before the half to make the score 20-15 at the half. In the second half, Herrera takes it, a handoff up the left side for Jason Calvin, and he goes into the light but emerges in the best way in the end zone. Touchdown Rams as they go up 23-20, down 3 in the fourth. Edison driving and plays like this, they'll help out a lot. Carr unloads one, and what a catch by Dosty again. This would set up this field goal by Eric Rodriguez to tie things up. at 23 apiece with 9 minutes to go. It's Asante Carter who takes the handoff right here to the right side, and he's got open space in front of him. Wow, 29-23, and that would be your final as St. Mary's pulls the win out. The only question left is, how do you guys feel?
Parker Ream here at Edison High School. You know, it was a foggy night, but they got it done. St. Mary's, they took the dub. Jaden, you said that he deserves to be named in the discussion for the best quarterbacks in California.
Oh yeah, easily. 100%.
Let's go to you first. What do you think about that?
Man, come on now. He makes plays everywhere. He can make any throw on the field. He can run the ball. What can he do? What can he do? Come on now. It's simple as that.
What can he do? Let's go back over to Cruz. You know, all season it seems as though he stayed composed in the clutch, and he did it again today. What does this win mean for you guys?
It's huge. I mean, like we just keep saying, we coming back Monday. We coming back Monday. Like Big Oos said, Elijah Jeremiah, he's a dog, by the way. He was like, I'm not turning in my gear Monday. I'm not turning it in. And we all on the same page. We plan on coming back Monday, going to work.
All right. And then finally, the game-winning touchdown from Asante Carter. Could you see in front of you heading to the end zone right there?
Oh yeah, that's my offensive blocking right there.
Oh yeah.
I gotta thank them on the blocking. I can't do it without them, so you know.
All right, let's hear from St. Mary's once more. You're winners!
Let's head over to Oak Ridge High School, round 2 of the NorCal volleyball playoffs between the Trojans and the Foothill Falcons. First set, Foothill introduces their UCLA-bound player. This is Grace Olson, and she's long and strong and knows how to smash. Falcons take the first set. In the second set, Foothill got out to a 13-7 lead when Sutri Jonah Lagrada gets rid of this free ball. Down 16-9, Oak Ridge went back to their basics, what they're known to do. Play D and let Leilani Yang set up the boppers. Madison Walker with the hot shot off the defense. More defense around the net. Raina Hoppy and Abby Hoiberg combined for the block. The team had 9 blocks in the match, and Oak Ridge takes the second set. In the third set, it was a tight one. Down 2, Yang got the Trojans within 1 on this ace. But Foothill will respond as Katie Salonga over to Bennett. She's another great one. This time she goes with the changeup and dinks it in. The Falcons would take the third set on this shot by Joe Monakai for the Foothill, and things are not looking so good for the home team. In the fourth set, Oak Ridge gets it going as Yang over to Abigail Reynolds. Foothill can't hold on. Abigail, let's go! Let's go! When Emily Child's ace falls just inside the line, it's the 25th point, and we're going to the 5th set. On match point, Mackenzie Duden bumps into Abby Hoiberg to Madison Walker, and it's all over. Oak Ridge completes the comeback, taking the last 2 sets, and they move on to the next round. Reynolds, Hoppy, Hoiberg, confess you all have big nights for the Trojans.
Brian Mueller here Saturday morning for the D3 boys final between Dixon and Ripon. The Rams come out battering in the first quarter. Dylan Diaz fires one in. Not only does that make it 3-0, but that's already Dylan's 3rd goal of the game. Ripon would get on the board in the second quarter. Ben Svoboda tries to skip this in, ricochets off to the side where McKeon Byer gets the putback. That makes it 3-1. But just a minute later, Diaz with the penalty shot. He's hard enough to stop with the defense in front of him. His 4th makes it 4-1 as we go to halftime, where Dixon is dancing the day away. We'll skip ahead to the 4th now. Dixon ahead 7-5. Brody Biederman finds Svoboda, and he muscles it in to make it a 1-goal game. Less than 30 seconds later, it's Biederman to Svoboda again. The partnership leads to another score, and we're tied with 5:05 remaining. 30 seconds later, Ripon again has the ball. The Indians keep going back to this look. Biederman connects with Byer this time. And how about that for a go-ahead goal in a section championship? Ripon has their first lead of the game, 8-7. Around 30 seconds left now. Diaz looking for a little more magic, but Ben Rogers comes up with a huge stop. Ripon wins 8-7, and coach is going swimming. How about this? Every Ripon goal scorer is a freshman.
We were just playing to have fun and just messing around and have fun, but then once we made sections, we told our coach we were going to win sections for him, and that's what we did.
Coming up, it's the Division III quarterfinal game with Christian Brothers and Lincoln.
Then Ripon and Ripon Christian meet in the first round of the NorCal playoffs. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be back in a moment.
Christian Brothers defeated Rodriguez last week to move into the Division III quarterfinals. Quarterback Jake Lodi put up 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns against the Mustangs.
Yeah, and they face the Fighting Zebras.
Yes, they do.
From Lincoln High School, and they are the 2nd seed. The Zebras rely heavily on their defense, only giving up 15 points to league opponents on their way to a Foothill Valley League title. It's the classic battle of offense versus defense. Let's see who prevails in the game played on Friday night.
Big night out in Lincoln as the 2nd seed Fighting Zebras hosted the 7th seeded Christian Brothers in a D3 matchup. Early on, it was Lincoln's defense making the first big play as the safety Jacob Flood picks off the pass in the middle of the field for the Zebes. Then Lincoln would build off that play with this one. Johnny Bowser with the backwards pass to his tight end, Caden Noonan, who says, "Go deep, Flood," and he does. Flood's wide open for the 7-0 score. Zebras leading it. CB would respond. Jake Lodi to his freshman receiver, Philip Bell, who breaks a tackle, splits the defense, and he's gone for a 24-yard catch and run, game tied at 7. In the second quarter, Jackson Burleson takes the ball, and he heads outside. He gets in from 5 yards out, and the Falcons take the lead 14-7 at the half. It's now 21-7, third quarter. Christian Brothers with the lead. From 16 yards out, Johnny Bowser connects with a wide-open tight end, Dylan Fear, over the middle for the score. Star running back Gabe Burns for Lincoln was out with a leg injury. That meant a bigger workload for the junior running back Ryan Henning, who rushed 30 times today, busted outside, breaks a defender, and he's gone from a 59-yard touchdown. This game is tied at 21. With time winding down the game, under 2 minutes to go, CB is picked off by Jordan Wagner, who tips it to himself. Now what? He breaks a tackle, heads outside. Do I need to remind you that this game is tied? Someone tackle this guy. He's dead in the water, but no, he's not. From his own 30-yard line, Jordan gets past the way the Falcons looks for blocking, and Wagner is gone. Jordan can go all the way, and he does, as the Zebras go on to win 28-21. Lincoln with 21 unanswered points and will now host Manteca next week.
I was just trying to get to the end zone, trying not to get caught, trying not to look slow. It got gassed when I got there.
Have you had a play like that ever before in your life? Have you ever thought about something like that?
Not nothing like that, no. I had a few good plays, nothing that crazy.
Brian Mueller here for part 3 of Ripon vs. Ripon Christian Tuesday night. The host Knights and Indians have split the first 2, and it's winner take all here in the first round of the D4 NorCal playoffs. First set tied at 23 when Kaya Whitaker sets it for Avery McKiernan, and she plays a little slam ball for the score. Ripon takes the first set 28-26. Ripon carrying that momentum into the second. Bella Chapman in position to dig. Reagan Wilkerson moves it along to Danica Matuska for the mash. It's 5-1 Ripon, but the Knights not showing much chivalry towards Ripon from there. RC was set point, and they get it by sending this shot back. Ava Van Groningen, a block to seal the set, and we are tied at 1, much to the delight of the robust Ripon Christian fan base. To the third. Now, we don't normally show the first point of a set, but this is an exception. I'm not sure I've ever seen 3 diving digs in a row. It looks like that old football drill where everyone jumps over each other. Leah Van Wingarden, Olivia Ozenbaugh, and Emily Van Groningen all hitting the deck, but Ripon still gets the point, courtesy of Mackenzie Lockler. But no problem for the Knights. They're down 22-21 when Van Wingarden sets for Ava Van Groningen. That ties it up, and the Knights take the set 25-23 to go up 2-1. Fourth set was all Indians. Chapman digging. Wilkerson sets for Caitlin Campbell for the kill. Ripon wins the fourth set 25-13, and we go to the fifth. Ripon with match point at 14-12. How's this for a gutsy shot? Taylor Postma just keeps this in to keep Ripon Christian alive. We're tied at 15 now when Van Wingarden sets up Emily Van Groningen, and she gives the Knights a 16-15 lead. And this is how it ends on the next point. Emily Van Groningen finishes this game emphatically, and it's a court-storming kind of night at Ripon Christian. They advance to the second round with a 3-2 win.
We played hard, and just getting those last 2 points, it feels like winning sections or state. I mean, I've never been to state, but this is amazing.
The number 1 and 2 seeds square off for the Division I Section Water Polo Finals. Granite Bay taking on Davis. The Blue Devils come out firing. Alyssa Watterson goes to the rack and lobs it over the goalie to give Davis the first goal, but Granite Bay answers right back when Avery Mull fights with the defender before throwing it over her head while under the water. But Davis is quick on the rebuttal. Kenzie Walker nails this shot on goal from outside the 5-meter. It's a 3-1 Davis lead with 3 to go in the first period. GB on the offensive, but Maddie Walker comes up with one great save and then another. The UC Santa Barbara commit unyielding in the net. Kenzie Walker in front of the net passes to Lindsay Taylor, then back to Kenzie. The junior would finish with 4 goals on the night. Then it's the junior captain, Malaya Wright, getting in on the action. It's 9-1 Davis at the half, and nothing much changes in the second half. Davis dominates from start to finish when Lindsay Taylor steals the pass, makes her way to the rack, and the Indiana-bound senior floats it home. Davis wins the Division I section finals by a score of 20-13. Let's chat with that goalkeeper, Maddie Walker.
A lot of stars have been playing together since we were 9-10 years old, and we've been dreaming about playing in this game for years, actually. And after the COVID and everything that happened, we knew that we had to come out because, well, instead of every year, you never know when you can play in these games, and it's a really special moment.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to Morgan Collier from the Lincoln girls volleyball team. Morgan is incredible on the court and in the classroom. She scores a 4.4 GPA and will play next season at the University of Oregon.
Very impressive. Coming up, Whitney and Antelope in our second SunPower Electric game.
Then we head back to the court for Granite Bay and Woodcreek volleyball. This is 49ers Sac-Hi.
Tracy Toyota has been building and the construction is over. The all-new Tracy Toyota grand opening sale is here. Don't miss huge savings on new and pre-owned inventory, stocked just for this event. Our experienced and friendly staff is ready to help you find the perfect vehicle for you. We have cars on the way, so you can also claim it before we get it. Celebrate our grand opening sale with offers like this on a new Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Shop in person or at tracytoyota.com. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
The more we learn about COVID-19, the more questions we have. The biggest question now, what's next? What will COVID bring in 6 months, a year? If you're feeling anxious about the future, you're not alone. Cal Hope offers free COVID-19 emotional support. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
The Whitney Wildcats beat a solid Inderkum team last week, setting up this big game with the Antelope Titans in the quarterfinal round.
The Division II matchup with Antelope and Whitney is our second SunPower Electric game tonight, and our Nick Pecoraro was there.
Nick Pecoraro here at Antelope High School, where the 4th-seeded Titans are about to host the number 5 Whitney Wildcats. And as you can see behind me, there is a thick layer of fog all the way down at the field level, but hey, the show must go on. Antelope finished its regular season at 9-0, thanks in large part to junior Karan Borders, who leads the section with 220 rushing yards per game and 31 touchdowns. Looking to slow Borders and the Titans will be Whitney linebacker Brandon Wong. Last year, Wong led the section in tackles, and he followed up with his senior year where he was named the Sierra Foothill League Defensive Player of the Year. The Wildcats are coming off a 35-0 shutout over Inderkum in last week's playoff opener. It's the Titans and the Wildcats, and this is our SunPower Electric game. Karan Borders said he knew it was going to be a night to remember on Friday. What a prophet he turned out to be. First quarter, let's go. Whitney flexing its defensive muscle early. That's the Brandon Wong fellow I was telling you about in pregame. He blows that play up, but it's Antelope who strikes first. After a scoreless first quarter, Josiah Bateman into the mist, and Demarion Williams comes down with it for a 77-yard touchdown catch into the end zone, and into the fog he goes. But Whitney strikes back in the third. QB Roman Floyd doing as the Romans do with a 6-yard QB keeper to tie things up at 7 apiece. Fourth quarter now, lots of punts and fourth down stops in this game, but not here as Takai Takahashi scoots in from 22 yards out. Wildcats now in front 14-7 early in the fourth. Antelope driving now. And you know, Demarion Williams' hands are like a jukebox because Josiah Bateman throws another dime in him. That's an old rock and roll reference, kids. 76-yard score. Williams had 195 receiving yards Friday, and the game's tied at 14. Closing seconds now. Bateman dumps it to Jordan Saichow in the flat, but he launches one downfield, and it's Borders who goes up and gets it. A quiet game by Border standards, but he comes up with the biggest play of the night. Titans at the 4 with just 11 seconds left. Antelope initially lines up for a field goal, but after a Whitney timeout, they decide to go for it. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. It does. It's Borders who punches in the game winner. It's 20-14. That is the final. Antelope advances to the D2 semis. I'm out of breath. Karan Borders, please take over for me, buddy.
Call it cash. Call it cash. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's time, we're going to get that money. We're going to get that cash. With the new A, you know what I'm saying? We work about the lowest highs and the highest lows. And we just stay focused, keep our head down, we don't talk. We let our pass do the talking, we let our play do the talking. That's the new A.
Parker Ream coming to you from Woodcreek in the first round of the CIF Volleyball State Championships. It's Granite Bay taking on the Timberwolves, and in the first set, the Grizzlies had a 3-set sweep over Tracy to get here. They didn't miss a beat Tuesday night. Abigail Gottwall's there to put the point away. Still in the first, Mia Jurosevich the dig, Emily Craig the set, and Haley Erickson the kill. Grizzlies on a roll early, 20-15 now. It's Mia to Emily, and Abby Haas gets the kill on the end of it. Granite Bay takes the first set, 25-17. Second set we go, and this is where Woodcreek found some momentum. Down 9-2 to start. They fought back. Amelia Haywood with the kill right there. They keep it going. Kylie Agnon the set right here to Caitlin Beck. Looks like she was aiming right for me right there. What the heck? Woodcreek goes up 14-10, but then Granite Bay went on a run of their own. Simran Lally in the dig to Craig, and Abby's quick hitter gets dug out, but she sends it right back. What a play as the Grizzlies win 15 out of 17 points to close out the second set. So we head to the third. Woodcreek keeping in it. It's Beck again. This one more clear of the camera. Thanks, Caitlin. Grizzlies led 15-10. Neither team wanted to give up this third set. Check out this point. One block from Skylar Graham. So Craig to the outside. Another block for Graham. Let's try the other side. Another block for Graham. So Haley just ends the point. What a sequence by both teams. So we fast forward to match point. Mia to Emily Craig, and she started the highlight. She's going to end it. It's Abby Gottwalls clinching the third set win for Granite Bay as they move on to face the 1 seed, Clovis, in the next round. Haas thinks they have a chance.
Well, I think we're all really, really excited to be able to do it. Like, going to Clovis is ambitious, but we can definitely, I think we're going to pull it off. I think we can do it.
Remember, all of the game footage we shoot is available for purchase on our website. Go to 49ers Sac-Hi-Sports.com and we will send it to you digitally.
Follow us on social media for lots of fun and exciting content. Our Instagram story is a great way to keep up to date with scores, news, and a whole lot more. 49ers.Sac-Hi is the handle on Instagram and Twitter.
Coming up, Sacramento travels down south to take on Manteca.
Then it's Ripon and Dixon meeting for the Division III section title in girls water polo. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. We'll be right back.
Sacramento High School's Cinderella season continues this week as the Dragons gear up for the Division III semifinals. Quarterback Naaman Branyan threw 2 touchdowns and ran in for 1 more in the Dragons' first-round win over Golden Valley last week.
Yeah, but Sac-Hi has to get through Manteca. The Buffaloes dropped their final 2 games of the regular season, but earned a bye in the first round after drawing the 3 seed. The Buffaloes' two-way star Blake Nicholson was out with a sprained ankle in those 2 losses, but Blake is back for the playoffs and ready to go for the semifinals in a game played at Manteca Friday night.
Tracy Area Sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way. We're here at Manteca High School Friday night where the Buffaloes open up the quarterfinals at home against the Sacramento Dragons. And here he is. Blake Nicholson is back, folks, fresh and ready to rumble. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game already. Buffs are up 14-0. Still in the first quarter, Caden McDonald shows he can also run the ball effectively as he breaks through not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 tackles, hurling his way into the end zone, and his teammates absolutely love it. Now in the second quarter, the Dragons trying to chip away at the deficit as Naaman Branyan takes it himself, running up the near sideline to the end zone to get the Dragons on the board. But the Buffaloes respawn right back as Nicholson gets the ball, runs right through defenders, and breaks through for a 41-yard run and stumbles into the end zone. That's touchdown number 3 for Nicholson, and we are still in the first half. Second quarter, McDonald says, hey, don't forget about me, as he busts through, seeing nothing but green in front of him before getting knocked out of bounds by Sac-Hi's Rasheem Perry. Next play, Hudson Wyatt hands it off to Garrison Reese, and Reese launches a grenade up high and into the hands of Zion Allen. 33-7 Manteca is the score at the half. Manteca refuses to take its foot off the gas. It's Nicholson running up the field to score his 4th touchdown of the night. Dragons trying to get something going later on in this game, but the Buffalo defense has other plans. Cole Ramsey knocks the ball loose, and Trey Moreland recovers it. This game is over. Manteca wins in dominant fashion, 54-14, to advance to the semifinals, where the Buffs will face the Lincoln Fighting Zebras.
The Division III Girls Water Polo Championship game came down to Dixon and Ripon. Mark Willis reporting. Dixon gets on the board first. Ingrid Simpson with the ball. The D plays off her, so she races up and shoots it in from the corner. Ripon responds. Kennedy Brubaker passes it over to Haley Neef, who uses the left hand to slip it past the keeper. We're all tied up at 1. Then Dixon got serious. Maddie Thompson with a great lead pass to the cutting Simpson, who does a backhanded toss at the net. It's in, and the Rams lead it 2-1. Make it 3-1 on this goal by Gracie Nickham as she takes the pass from Caitlin Barr. The Dixon Rams are starting to pull away, and the Dixon boys looking on support before their own game. With 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Ripon answers back. Mia Sickler Lopez from the center of the pool goes corner pocket, and it just gets in. The Indians not done yet, as a minute later, Brubaker finds Neef, who pushes it past the keeper for the score. This game's tied at 3, but Dixon is not the 1 seed for nothing. Libby Mustard gets it over to Gracie Nickham, and she pumps in the 4th and final goal of the day, and that would do it. Your Division III Girl Champions are the Dixon Rams. I caught up with Ingrid after the game.
We've been waiting for this for like 4 years now, so this is really exciting. And like, we scouted Ripon, and we like made sure we knew what they were gonna play, and we just came out and played our game.
Coming up, we'll choose the play of the week, so stick around.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section top 10 football poll.
Time now for the play of the week.
It's the Maniac Mark Willis bringing you some contenders and then awarding the play we thought was the best of the best.
Out to Antelope we go with Jordan Seiko. The double pass to Karan Borders, who hauls in the bomb. Nice play there. How about Elk Grove's Zeke Burnett? He's got power, he's got speed, and he's got juke ability. Yes, that's the word, juke ability. That sums up the Zekester, as he's going to go all the way. Next, we're going to go out to Edison High School. Frisanderin Dotsie gets up and hauls the pass in. But the play of the week goes to this guy, Jordan Wagner, number 1 for Lincoln. He makes the pick after the deflection, then he heads upfield. Oh, by the way, this is a tie game with under 2 minutes to go in the contest. Jordan makes a couple people miss, then he heads upfield. There's blocking all over the place. Jordan, you get the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. Please sure to join us next week. You'll meet the Sheldon cross-country runners dealing with the loss of their beloved coach. We'll see you then.